proceeded across the crosswalk in the bike lane where the green triangles and chevrons are, and a car came from my left and turned into me.
That Austin cyclist told KXAN investigators last month about his fight with insurance to prove his case even after having video of the crash. He says the driver's insurance finally settled for damages to his bike and most recently his injury. He's now pushing Austin Police and Travis County District Attorney's Office to investigate the case under a new state law, which could mean charging the driver. As KXAN investigator Arzo Dost explains, the crosswalk law went into effect more than 2 years ago, but few cases have been filed. And we do want to warn you, the brief video you're about to see may be hard to watch.
It's a hard kind of grief to get over.
Lisa Torry has carried that grief for years.
It's not fair. It's not just.
She lost her sister, Lisa Torry Smith, in October of 2017 near Houston.
She was walking her 6-year-old son to school through a crosswalk right close to the school when she was struck and killed.
Torry says her nephew was severely injured but survived. Officials say the driver was never charged.
Unless you are intoxicated, it was not a crime under Texas law to injure or kill a pedestrian inside of a crosswalk.
Torry says she knew then something had to change.
Thank you for the opportunity to lay out this bill.
Nearly 4 years after the crash, her grieving family, including Lisa's husband, headed to the Texas Capitol, pushing for a crosswalk safety law.
I regret that morning not saying I love you because I would never see her again.
The Lisa Torry Smith Act became law in September 2021, making it a crime to kill or injure a pedestrian, cyclist, or other crosswalk user.
This law is designed that it could be more jail time if it's more of a severe case. If someone is driving, they're not paying attention, if they kill someone, they could be sent to prison.
State Representative Ron Reynolds authored the bill in the House.
Is the law being enforced like it should?
I believe that the prosecutors have the tools that they can hold people accountable so that the families know that their loved one life was not in vain, right?
But some say more than 2 years after this law passed, enforcement has been spotty. Since early January, we've repeatedly emailed and called Austin Police asking about the implementation of the law. The department says it has filed one case after the law went into effect, but no details were provided. We were told to submit a public information request, which is still being processed. When asked why one case, a spokesperson responded in an email, "In certain instances, APD may pursue a more severe charge if it's appropriate, while in other cases, the law may not be applicable to the circumstances. It is important to note that APD carefully reviews and engages in discussions with local prosecutors to ensure that we make well-informed decisions regarding filing of charges."
Between our pedestrian cases and our bicycle cases, we probably have about 5 active cases, and we haven't seen a citation given for a violation of the Lisa Torry Smith Act in any of them.
Charlie Thomas is the Texas representative for Bike Law, a network of bicycle crash lawyers across the country, which has handled thousands of personal injury cases on behalf of cyclists. He shared this video from one of his recent cases in Houston, where a woman was hit by a car last July. Thomas says the driver was not cited or charged under the law. She's now suing the driver.
It's great that it's on the books, but if it's not being enforced, we might as well not have it.
Beyond criminal consequences, the law also requires drivers to stop and yield to a pedestrian who's in a marked crosswalk. In Austin, signs like these went up after the law went into effect. After her sister's death, Torry founded Citizens for Road Safety Texas. She says the organization pushed for the law and is now tracking its implementation.
The most difficult part is right now is moving the words off paper and into action and getting those who are elected to protect the citizens of Texas to actually implement Texas law.
Arzo Dost, KXAN investigates.
We asked the Travis County District Attorney about the law and how many cases have been prosecuted. The DA's office confirmed one case has been prosecuted under the Lisa Torry Smith Act so far. Records obtained by KXAN investigators show there's 2 other cases where police have charged a man for a hit and run involving 2 pedestrians, and an arrest warrant has been issued. And Vision Zero, a City of Austin strategy to end traffic-related deaths and serious injuries, is tracking pedestrian and cyclist deaths and injuries. Last year, there were 36 pedestrians killed and 66 seriously injured. Crash data shows 6 cyclist fatalities and 24 serious injuries. Vision Zero has an interactive map which shows where the crashes are happening.